She was treated like a stranger. No one ever thought this would happen to her. She was standing there with her family, but she felt completely alone. It was supposed to be a happy family trip. A long-awaited vacation. Smiles, photos, memories. But when they reached the hotel, everything changed. At the front desk, the receptionist checked the computer again and again, then looked up and said politely, "I'm sorry, there is no reservation under your name." She laughed nervously. "There must be a mistake. I'm with my family." Her mother avoided eye contact. Her father looked at his phone. And then her sister said something that shattered her heart. "We only booked rooms for real family members." The words felt heavier than any slap. She waited for someone to speak, to explain, to defend her. But no one did. The silence was louder than shouting. She realized this wasn't a mistake. It was a decision. Calmly, she picked up her bag and said, "It's okay. I'll leave."
No tears.
No drama. She walked out of the hotel alone, not knowing where she would sleep that night. Behind her, no one stopped her. What her family didn't know was this. That one decision would change everything. Because sometimes, when you push someone away, you don't realize what you're about to lose. 1 hour later, something unexpected happened. Direct continuation, different bot. She walked away from the hotel without looking back. The night felt heavier with every step she took. Streetlights passed above her head, one by one, like silent witnesses. She checked her phone, no messages, no concern, no apology. For the first time, she understood something painful. She was never important to them. She was only useful. Her bank balance was low, but her pride was still alive. She sat on a bus stop bench and watched strangers pass by. Some were laughing, some arguing, some holding hands. Everyone had someone, except her. A memory came back to her mind. Every time she stayed quiet to keep peace. Every time she accepted disrespect just to belong. Every time she told herself, "Family is family." That night, those words lost their meaning. She opened her phone and searched for a cheap night shelter. One place answered. When she arrived, the room was small and old. But it had a bed, a door and silence. Real silence, not the kind that hurts. She lay down and stared at the ceiling. For the first time in years. She wasn't trying to please anyone. She wasn't waiting for approval. She wasn't afraid of being left behind. She whispered softly, "If I survived this night, I will never beg for love again." Far away, inside the hotel, her family was enjoying their dinner, laughing loudly, completely unaware of what they had done. They thought she would come back. They thought she would forgive, like always. They were wrong. Because that night didn't just change her location. It changed her heart. And once a heart changes, nothing ever goes back to the way it was before. The city woke up, but she did not feel tired. She stood near the window of the small room she had rented for the night. Outside, people rushed to work, chasing lives that felt normal. Inside, something inside her felt clear for the first time. She looked at her reflection and barely recognized herself. Not because she was broken, but because she was calm. All her life, she believed love meant endurance. Staying quiet. Accepting pain. Smiling even when it hurt. That morning, she understood how wrong she had been. Her phone rang again. This time, she answered. Yes, her voice was steady. Her mother started crying. "Where are you? Come back. We made a mistake." She closed her eyes for a second. "A mistake," she repeated softly. "No, a habit." There was silence on the other side. "You never lost me in one night," she continued. "You lost me slowly, every time I was ignored. Every time I was humiliated. Every time I was treated like I didn't belong." Her father tried to speak, but she stopped him. "I'm not angry. I'm just done begging for a place in my own family." She ended the call. Her hands were not shaking. Her heart was not racing. Instead, she felt light. Later that day, she walked into a small employment office.
No recommendations.
No family name. Just her skills and her will. The manager looked at her resume and said, "We need someone strong." She nodded. I am. As she stepped out, the sun felt warmer. Behind her, a door had closed forever. Ahead of her, a life she chose herself, was finally beginning. Weeks passed, but her life did not return to what it was. It moved forward. She worked long hours at the small office. The job was not easy, but it was honest. Every paycheck felt like proof. Proof that she could survive on her own. She rented a tiny room near her workplace.
No luxury. No comfort.
But peace lived there. At night, she sometimes remembered her family. Not with anger, but with distance. One evening, a letter arrived. Handwritten. Her mother apologized. Her father admitted his silence was wrong. Her sister wrote nothing. She read the letter slowly, then folded it and placed it inside a drawer. Not as a reminder of pain, but as a reminder of growth. She did not reply. Some wounds heal best when untouched. Months later, her life looked different. She spoke with confidence. She walked without fear. She smiled without asking permission. At work, she was promoted. People respected her voice. Her opinions mattered. One day, while passing the same hotel, she stopped. The building looked smaller than she remembered. She smiled softly. Not because she had forgiven everything, but because she no longer needed answers. That night had taken everything from her. But it also gave her something priceless. Self-respect. She learned a painful truth. Family is not defined by blood, but by how you are treated when you are most vulnerable. She walked away from the hotel one last time. This time, not alone. She had herself. And that was finally enough. Time changed many things, but not her strength. 1 year later, her life looked nothing like before. She had moved to a better place, earned respect at work, and built a routine that belonged. Success did not come quietly. Behind her calm smile were nights of exhaustion and days of doubt. She worked extra hours, learned new skills, and saved every small amount she could. There were days when her body wanted rest. But her past refused to let her stop. Sometimes, loneliness returned like an old shadow. After long shifts, she cooked for one. A single plate. A single glass. Silence at the table. But this silence was different. It did not insult her. It did not reject her. It allowed her to breathe. One evening, she fell sick. High fever. No one to call. No family number on speed dial. She sat on the floor, holding a cup of water, and laughed softly. Before I had people, but no support, she whispered. Now I have no one, but I am still standing. That night, she promised herself something important. No matter how tired she became, she would never return to a place where love was conditional. At work, challenges increased. New responsibilities. Tight deadlines. Critical decisions. Some co-workers doubted her. She won't last, they said. She heard it. She ignored it. Instead of arguing, she worked harder. Instead of complaining, she delivered results. Slowly, opinions changed. The same people who doubted her started asking for her advice. One late evening, as she walked home under dim streetlights, she realized something powerful. Her struggle was no longer about survival. It was about proving, not to others, but to herself, that she was capable, complete, and unbreakable. And this time, nothing was going to take that away from her. One afternoon, her manager called her into the office. She stood quietly, the same way she used to stand at home, waiting, expecting nothing. We're opening a new department, he said, and I want you to lead it. For a moment, she thought she misheard. Me? She asked. You earned it, he replied. That word, earned, felt heavier than any apology she never received. That night, she walked home smiling. Not loudly, not proudly, just peacefully. Success invited new tests. Pressure increased. Responsibility doubled. Mistakes became expensive. One wrong decision could destroy everything she built. Old fears knocked again. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? She sat alone and wrote one line on paper. I survived worse. The next day, she faced everything. Calm, focused, fearless. And she won. Months later, her phone rang. Her father's name. She answered. "We heard about your success," he said quietly. "We are proud." She closed her eyes. "Thank you," she replied. "But pride should have come when I needed protection." Silence. This time, she didn't wait for understanding. She ended the call, gently. Life knocks twice. First, to test your patience. Second, to test your courage. She opened the second door. And never looked back.